Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Effective Living Live here on YouTube. Oh, how I'm excited about today's talk. It's day one. It's day one of April. Woo! So the first quarter is gone. And now we're about to tap into what is it am I going to do with this second quarter? And so I've been declaring second quarter strong because the first quarter should have been strong, but now we're going into the second quarter. And I believe I've been encouraging all of my clients to remember this. Okay. I want them to declare that 2021 is the year for winning in every area. 2021 is the year for winning. And so for us on this Effective Living platform, we've been giving a major focus to faith, finance, family, fitness, and fun. Now, here's the deal. Today, we're going to be talking about finances. We're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about the need to understand the role of putting a price to your services. And so we have none other than Miss Deria Brown. Listen, the lady knows how to bring it home. And so first day of the month, Deria, how are you doing this morning?
Man, I did my reflection for the first quarter. Obviously, it is all in the past, but we did well. Your girl stayed on track. And so it's been in the middle of a pandemic, and I'm excited and ready to go higher.
Wow. The staying on track in the middle of a pandemic, the truth be told, then, what you're saying is there are people who are advancing in a pandemic.
Yeah. Pandemic prosperity is real. And it's available to those who made the shift. It's still available. I believe that we're at the beginning of some new spaces, some new places where money services can be made and utilized. And for those who would shift, tap in, and do the work, it's incredible.
Yeah. Tap in and do the work. Garrett, tell our viewing audience a little bit about yourself before we dive into our talk, because I believe this is so important. This is the first day of the second quarter. I want people to tap into an understanding that can enrich this second quarter so that this year can be more of what most people were praying for initially when the year started. So tell our viewing audience a little bit about yourself first.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thanks for having me. It's an honor, sir, to just be alongside you, sharing the same platform. Deria Brown. I am an entrepreneur. I own retail stores. 3 retail stores. I'm a wife, mother. I'm somebody's grandmother out here. We'll talk about age and finances in a little bit here. I hope to get to that. Also have a nonprofit called Sparkle Pink Club for Girls, where I teach girls starting at age 3 how to be amazing. And so that's just a brief snapshot of what I do. But more importantly than anything that I do is I want others to win. I want to share my knowledge. If I can help someone, because I've been in that dark place where I knew there was something more, but I didn't know my next move. So I'm eager to help.
Wow, this is so good. 2020 was rough for a lot of people. I mean, it's an understatement. I mean, a lot of people had to make some massive adjustment. As we dive into this morning's talk, as you review back on 2020, let's just go there for a minute. What do you believe were a couple of key things that you just grabbed a hold to that kept you moving forward, that was necessary to get out of that rough year?
Yeah, first of all, I'll be walking back a little bit, and then I'll give the steps. But 2020 was pivotal to me. In March, pandemic first hit, I had to close all of my retail stores. All of my staff quit while we were out. I didn't know the future of it. I thought that we would never open again. I didn't have a solution or a plan. We were already struggling. Retail is tough. We were already struggling financially. And so $0 were coming in. I was ready to quit, and I sunk into a depression. And so I'm just kind of going through the motion with the world, with much of the world. I'm an entrepreneur, so my energy is my superpower. The ability to go keeps me going and generates ideas for me. And so that shut down. And so I wasn't able to function or think. And one day I'm just sitting there. I got stock rotting literally
Yeah.
on the shelf indoors. And it looks like it's just going to be a total loss. Something snapped in me and said, we got to do something. I got to take action. And so that action thought, is the thought is one thing, actually do it.
Yeah.
Us all together. So
Yeah.
I turned on my camera. I had some sunglasses left in the store. I turned on my camera. I went live on Facebook. I sold those sunglasses and I made like $447. I had the eye of a tiger after that. I'm like, oh, here we go. This is where the people are. This is what they got money. So I'm like, okay, whole new model. So I believe success of 2020 was being able to respond to the problem, and then being agile. Being able to shift and not be married to my business model and wait for the economy to back my business model. I changed the model of how I do business based on what was happening and was able to make a profit. So we went from zero scratch to six figures at the end of the year, from April to December, with just agility and hard work.
Wow. So you was like, hey, listen, sensitivity is important for success, eh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Being able to read. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Being able to read and assess the economy and seize opportunity. You can overthink things sometimes and be very cautious and fearful, but just being able to dive in and seize mistakes are unavoidable, especially in business and entrepreneurship and offering products and offering services. You said something yesterday was just so powerful. I was just thinking about that. We were literally on the same page. You were talking about you becoming, or the viewer or the listener becoming. And I am probably Deria 12.0. But just the revolutions, the trips around and all the adjustments made on the way.
That is so good. Let's talk about this. The pandemic kicked in, the world got disrupted. A lot of people were shocked, right? You're a business woman, you're an entrepreneur. There's money to be made, and people are spending money. How important is it for people to capture that first and foremost? Money is still circulating. There's still money moving. There are people cashing in right now. I like the term you use. I hope I get it correct. And that was pandemic. Oh, you said pandemic prosperity.
Pandemic prosperity, yes.
Ooh, I was like, all right now.
We doing that.
Pandemic. Listen, if Herb Ford is watching us in Ohio, I know he's about to shout. Pandemic prosperity, but money is circulating, but everybody hasn't caught in the revelation on the fact that money is still moving in spite of all that's happening. Even if it's not happening for them, you have to almost look at, what can I do a little bit different, because it is still moving. And you did that. You saw that, hold on, I came to a halt. Everything stopped. And it was easy for you to just sit in your sofa or lay in bed and just like, you know what, it is what it is. I'm not the only one. And then watch this, you could find a pity party partner who equally is not doing well. And both of y'all just go to coffee just to talk about how bad the economy is. Or you could decide to take off your glasses and say, let me say something. And you end up realizing, whoa, I found the stream. I found the stream. How important is it for people to understand that money is still moving?
Yeah, that's excellent. Now, money is the benefit and the result of the prepared. Just because it's out there don't mean you're going to get it. Okay? People pay for value.
Yes.
They pay for value just because there is no scarcity, there is no shortage of money, but money is a benefit of the people, of the prepared, and that people pay for you. I wanted to repeat that. Now, so let's analyze individuals.
Yep.
Because people call me all the time. They inbox me. Can you tell me, give me the secret sauce? What are your tips? How can you be useful? How can I be like you? Do what you do, or you make my business work. Okay, here's the real deal. I'm gonna get into the camera. The raw truth. Most people are not developed enough to be a highly compensated executive.
Wow. Yeah.
They're just not. They're not. Okay. Here's what I tell them. Go to glassdoor.com. Type in CEO. Okay, because everybody want to be the boss. They want to be CEO. My license plate, I'm CEO. Everybody want to be the boss. Type in CEO. See who's hiring. Pull the qualifications from that website. For those people they're going to pay six figures to. Pull the qualifications. Are you that individual? In most cases, they are not. Wow. They want the reward and the compensation, but they're not the type of individual that has invested in themselves to pull that type of money, to run a business like that. Listen, owning a business, being an entrepreneur, number one, you got to be able to juggle competing priorities. Everything is priority, not what's more important. Everything priority. You got to be able to lead a team, have vision, see the future, steer the company, not just have your personal moment. Now here, I'm gonna say this. Your own personal moment of self-discovery is not the initial time to raise your prices. Just because you found out I have potential, God made me great, let me charge $997 system. That's not the moment that you do that. The moment you discover your potential, you begin to study, prepare, coach, plan, make all type of adjustments, start trading up, become that person that it doesn't have to take a long time. It does not have to take a long time with a good solid work ethic. Become that person that you need to be, that can charge what you need to charge. Your own personal moment of self-discovery should not initially result in a price increase for me unless you have value.
Right. Come on. Yeah. Oh man. So the question is, are you prepared for what you're praying for? Are you qualified for what you're praying for?
That's it.
Yeah. Have you put in the work to be the person capable of meeting the demands of what you're desiring? You know, I want more, but have I become more and ready for more based on the fact that I put in the work? Oh my goodness, that is so good. Let's dive into this. As a business person, you talked a lot just now about value. Am I breaking up?
I'm okay
breaking
on
up
my end. I'm okay on my end. I'll check. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, once you're good. All right. So the reality of it is there's this whole concept of understanding value. And I like what you said. Don't just charge because, but to ensure that, listen, the charge that I'm charging, I'm moving towards next level, but next level speaks to also value. Let's talk about value for a moment, because I think a lot of people don't understand the role value plays in price.
That's true. Now, my value says I've spent 12 hours a day developing this system. I went to medical school and for 14 years. I've studied. I've had this. So we know how to, in the professional arena, in the corporate arena, ascribe value. We base it on education, and a tenure value there. To the entrepreneur, we ascribe value to discipline. What you can produce and be consistent in and begin to generate. So our superpower for the entrepreneur is our energy and our discipline. And so we're learning, even if it's self-taught, we're coaching. So you have to be able to stack your prices for your goods, for your services, right up against what you absolutely know you've already invested in. First of all, you, because you're going to be your own brand as an entrepreneur. First of all, you, and then what you offer, and then finally, effective results. Does the price correlate to the promise? Is your experience with me going to be top dollar? Is it going to be excellent? Is it going to have value that you have ascribed to it with the dollar amount? And that's one of the things that I see missing in micro businesses and entrepreneurship, the level of excellence in which they deliver service. And people want their money. They like, just, pay me. And they give, the value is not there in customer service, in personal product. There's just a lot of work and room to grow for business owners to be able to command top dollar.
There are a lot of people who are watching us today who,
Okay.
I think some people say they're getting some feedback. Okay, so are we clear, guys? Make sure to put a comment in the comment section and let me know if we're clear, if you're having any difficulty hearing us. Okay, and so there are people who, they want the results. They have established what they believe, this is what I value. Let's talk just for a few minutes on people's perception coming in outside of your perception, because there is a, I believe I deserve this, and there is a view of what the person perceived that they want to pay, and there's this difference. So one of the things is, I love the Louis Vuitton brand, but there are some people, they walk past and they're like, you know what, I just can see that place, just looking in through the window, it doesn't speak, this is not my place, right? There are some people who wouldn't even go in,
right?
But then there are others who will go in and they're gonna nitpick. If they're gonna see something, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're in charge for that. Hold on. Why are you here? Why are you here? Because this store obviously isn't for you. It's clear that it is for somebody, and somebody walks in and has no problem because they know the connection between what they want and what this company is offering, and they're prepared to dish out that kind of money. Help us to understand a little bit about people's engagement in that whole role, because there are people who confuse the whole element of pricing around the thing, when the truth is it's really not so much the thing, it's about the person. Because if you don't understand why you paid $100,000 for a car, then you would never pay $100,000 for a car. But if you know what you should be expecting in getting that, you know what I'm saying, that $100,000 car, that $120,000 car, that comes with something that if you totally understand what it is, you can appreciate paying the price. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah. I'm thinking about my own life. And before I understood the fine grain of the Louis Vuitton leather and the treated fabric and the age of the brand, and that they will clean it and replace it for a lifetime and stand behind it as long as you live, and the handbag, I mean, you can pass it down for generations and they're going to take care of it. Now, before I did that, poverty formed my perception. Poverty formed my perception, and I took that into the beginning stages of my business. So I had a low value based on how I viewed money. I did not respect money. I didn't realize the system of how to generate it and create it. So therefore, anybody that was asking for a lot of it, like if you're poor and you would hear your mom try to make the rent and talk negative about the landlord and what he didn't do, or when restaurants where you can't go, we don't have the money. So the perception was the person charging for the food was charging too much because it didn't allow for me to experience it. So it can be a perception. Now, here where the shift is, we have to learn how to respect money in order to manifest more of it. You got to learn how to respect it. Here in my planner, here, every day, this is just a thing that I do every single day to train myself manifest more. It's a principle that I like to stand on. Every day, I write down how much money I make. how much money I generate. It literally trains this calendar. You got to bring money today. Okay. So if I brought in, let's say somebody capped me, they wanted to bless me, they cash apped me $200. And then the stores made $1,800. I go in and I log that for that day. I respect money. I want to see it. I want to value it. So if I go a couple days and I ain't got no, hey, what happened to my momentum? I'm not manifesting it. What happened to my momentum? It literally tracks your progress. What did you do? What did you say? Who were you in front of? What did you pray? How were you able to get that manifestation of money? And then if it's drying up, we need to go back and repeat the successful actions to be able to get more money. So I respect it when it comes in. I value it. I acknowledge it. That's all I'm doing, is acknowledging that what I prayed for, what I intended to happen, has manifested in my life. So let me write it down. And literally, you will see increase every single day by just having a system that appreciates money, views money for what it is, and then discarding that scarcity mentality where it's not going to be enough for me. Ricardo, I don't have to be rich for you to be, I don't have to be poor for rich.
Yep.
It's not you or me. It's not. It's us. If we want to work for it. Yeah.
There are so many people who fail to understand what you just mentioned, and that of once again, finances, money is moving, money is circulating, and there are different value systems in the world. And as you just eloquently stated, that all depending on how you were raised, you can see that place as a bad place, because not because the place is bad, but because you believe, because you can't afford what the price is, the place is bad. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. But doing the work to get to a place where you start to realize there are different levels of services that is offered to different levels of people who understand different levels of value. Let's talk about that just for a moment. There are different levels of services. That's the reason why you have the DDs or the Ross. And that's the real difference. You have the difference where you have the Tommy Hilfigers and the Gaps. Then you can go up to the Gucci and the product. These are all stores that would sell certain things similar, but they understand there are different groups of people who desire different types of pricing that is going to more than likely be their clientele. I want to talk about leveling up. Talk to us a little bit about understanding that we got to accept that that's the model. That's how society flows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And absolutely nothing wrong with Ross, nothing wrong with Walmart, nothing wrong with any of that. Even for an entrepreneur that says, hey, I want to have a value-based services, know that your marketing model is volume.
Yep.
And you have placed yourself where you have to convince millions of people to do business with you. So the lower your price point, the more people you're going to have to touch, reach, close a deal to generate income. That's a difficult model to be in. Now, as you upgrade, change mindset, do the self-work, tweak your business model, add custom services and experiences, and be worth the money, you could charge more. And then you don't have to deal with so many people. I know coaches that do $10,000 a day coaching sessions. Now it ain't photo shoot. It ain't just talking and you taking notes.
Yep.
Because you're getting a photo shoot, you're getting a custom latte, you're getting their marketing person, you're getting a funnel build, a website. They've added so much value to that, not just like I'm worth listening to for a whole day. So you have to be able to build in those services. Now, a person that can charge $10,000 a day may only have to work 20 days a year, 30 days a year. Okay, so there's a difference, but they are working. They may have to show up to that experience, but the additional work that goes maintaining the demand. Can you imagine charging somebody $10,000? They paying you, and then they want a refund because the value wasn't there.
Yeah.
5,000, 1,000.
Yeah.
Here's where you can. It's hard to get people to pay for something they can get free.
Yep.
We all compete. We all compete with Google.
Yeah.
There's not much that I can share that a person can't. There's not much I can sell.
That's a fact.
In my store that they cannot find on Amazon. What are they buying into?
Yeah. Yes.
This mug.
Yep.
This space. This brand.
Yeah.
You got to find your people.
Yeah.
You got to find your tribe of people that want to hear, see, be in your presence, dress like you, look like you. There is a segment of people there that you can sell to if you will make that personal development and have your prices accordingly. You price accordingly.
Oh man, this is so good. Thank you so much for sharing with us and blessing our viewing audience. I want to talk about this. There are people watching us. They have a service, they have a product, and let's dive right into this. Practical things that you believe one must do, and you've mentioned a number of them already. And so someone could actually pull out of what you just said. Let's just say 5 or 6 things. But what pops into your mind again? I'm going to give you a chance to roll out 5, 6 things that you say. You know what? You got a product, you got a service. Put a price on it. What would you speak to that in relation to those viewing? And because you got to talk, and I'm talking to the persons who are struggling. They're I grew up in nonprofit world. I grew up, 24 years. It was all about donation. Okay. And so it took a while for me to learn how to put a price on it. Okay. Because it was all just somewhat acts of service waiting for a return through generous donors. You're right. And I did pretty good in the nonprofit space of building a platform there. But now there are people I see that even me in what I do, crossing over into locking into price and into the price world, as you mentioned, a number of things that I've had to embrace already. What would be some of the things that someone watching can just say, oh my goodness, I have to tap into these things? What would they be for you?
That's awesome. Number 1 is message sent, message received. For product you are representing or service, are you the person that people would pay? How you look, how you talk, how you act, how you dress. Are you an authority, or did you read top 10 business ideas and just pull one and grab one? Everybody's a coach. Everybody's a personal. What are you individually bring to the table? So number 1, you got to find your people. When I hear if it's someone I'm mentoring or talking to, when I say, okay, who's your ideal customer, and they say everybody, that's the business model where people go to die. It's everybody. I can't sell to everybody. I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to deal with everybody. Find your people. Your people are a certain age group and a certain activity. My retailers are women aged 35 to 64 who go date night with their husband, dress up for meetings, an executive. So I know that. Find your people, number 1. And then number 2, find your product. Now, if you got the right people, you can change that product every week and buy it. There's a book called 1,000 Fans. You don't need everybody. You just need 1,000. And that literally speaks to how you can address your specific customers with product. Average customer loyalty to a brand will spend $100 a year. $100 a year, average customer loyalty. So that's pretty good money. And that's a really good price point if you get repeat customers over and over again. So find your people, find your product, be agile, change that product, switch it around, upgrade it, accent it, add to it, and find your profit.
Yep.
Find your profit. At what point, lay out everything. Be legit in business. At what point do I make a profit on this? I can't continue to break even and run a business. If I bought something wholesale for $2 and sold it retail for $3, I'll be out of business.
Yeah.
Find your profit margin. Where is the point in my pricing that I can make a profit? And settle into that, and let your marketing and your branding, your representation, everything follow your profit margin, follow your price margin. I need 100 customers, and they need to each be able to give, to purchase, to do $200 a year. So that could be a business model for someone. So that's a pricing model. So now I'm on the hunt.
Yep.
I know I got to bring in 50 customers a quarter if that's my business model. I'm on the hunt. And so it begins. Now I can deal with daily action.
Yep.
Now I know what I need to do every single day to make my pricing strategy and my profit.
Listen, I said I need to stop and get the book. I was about to order the book. I'm like, you're not supposed to be writing right now, Ricardo. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go back after and watch and take the notes, because I said, you mentioned the book. What was it? 1,000 Fans?
Yes.
I was
Recommended
like,
reading, 1,000 friends.
Oh my goodness. I love that. But you said, everybody's not your customer. And a recipe for disaster is to believe everyone is your customer. You talked about the fact that, there are people who just go in and look for okay, here's the top 10 business model. I'm going to go ahead and jump out there and be that. I remember getting to the point where I realized everybody's not for me and I'm not for everybody. And I'm okay with that. Having that mindset helps me to show up every day and realize, there is a group of people that's for me. I was telling a good friend not so long ago, I said, Deria, I said, it could be, and I desire, I want to reach 1 million people. I would love to service 1 million people through my life management agency, right? I would love to service 1 million people through my life management agency. But I said, in my pursuit to service 1 million people through my life management agency, it is possible for me to hit that number and have 2 million people who don't like my services. So in other words,
Right.
I have to have the confidence and know that I hit my goal. I'm doing extremely well. But there are some people who just do not like a Toyota. They're like, I'll never buy a Toyota. That's okay. Toyota has Toyota customers, and they're gonna buy their Toyota. Some people are like, I don't like the Camry. I don't like Nissan. I don't like this. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Somebody likes Ford, and they got the jokes. Fix or repair daily, and so forth. And so you got a lot of people. You got a lot of people giving their opinions about a service that is being offered by someone or an entity that's doing extremely well, but it's not their preference. In business, how important is it for you to just own up to the fact, and you mentioned it a little bit just now, not everybody is going to be okay with your services, and it's okay because there are people called to
you. Yeah, business for grown folks. You got to have thick skin out here. Yeah. Okay, competing for dollars, and can you count on you? Yeah. Wake up in the morning, if I don't have money, I don't have any money. Yeah. That's the end result in a business owner. I don't have a job other than my companies. So I have to make it happen. Now, let's be honest here. Everybody watching is not going to succeed in business. I can talk to a person for 5 minutes and no, they don't have what it takes. They're going to be out here and get hurt. Lose a lot of money. Hey, it's okay being supportive or admin or a service that a business owner uses. That's okay. If you don't want to make all these adjustments and find it's going to take some marketing money to match up with your ideal customers. You got to be in it for the long haul. Okay, I've been in business a long time. I hope I make it seem like I have money overnight. You cannot escape hard work. in business. That's a part of it. You're pretty much going to sacrifice your whole life. Now, in business, there's this thing I call the law of creation. What we make, I made my kids. If you mess with my kids, something I love, you're going to get hurt. I take it personal. If somebody don't say my son, my daughter is anything other than the brightest bulb in the classroom, we're going to have a problem. So business owners, entrepreneurs, you get you love. It hurt when somebody don't want it. With your book, for those of you authors who write books, when that thing comes back with red ink, it hurts. You want to defend your manuscript like you know. So we create, we love, and we have an affinity to it, and any rejection of it is painful. We got to learn how to, business is for grown folks. Don't bring feelings here. I'm gonna hurt you. Don't bring your feelings to the negotiating table with me. I'm a really, really nice man. But let's not, in the business arena, do feelings. That's how people get hurt, and they attach poor perception to money because they feel rejected, they feel angry, they feel euphoric when they have it. So let's just be able, guys, gals, men, women, business owners, let's be able to make a solid business decision without emotion. Say let's say my ideal people are 35 to 64. I'm only going where they are. That's where I'm spending my time. That's the platforms that I'm using. That's where I can be the most effective. Once I defined my ideal customer, there was so much peace that came over me because I knew I didn't need to take the Snapchat 6-figure course. My customers are not on there. I'm free. I didn't need to get involved and do that. So now I can be linear, more focused with my time and my effort because I know my people are, and my people say population data tells me that there's 6 billion people on the planet. 2 billion of them fit into my customer demographic. Now all I need to do is keep funneling down to get my 1,000 customers. I'm fine. Now I can compete. Now I found my place in the world. I can wiggle around, and I just try 1,000 people to give me a few $100. Say it's a subscription service. You have a monthly subscription service. Now all I need to do is have 1,000 people give me $50 a month. My group coach. I'm rich.
Come on.
There it is. You know what I mean? See how now that's a funnel. Do you see how I took that all the way down? From I got to reach the world to all I got to do is find a program and be effective to 1,000 people or 2,000 or 1,000 or a million. People is like 19,000 people a week.
Right.
So listen, it funnels it down to daily activity.
Wow. It funnels it down to daily activities, ladies and gentlemen. You got to put in the work. Now, looking back, Deria, you listen, this stuff was so good. I want you to share 15 years ago, man. And you've said some of it already, but let's see if there's something else you would give to this. 10, 15 years ago, what advice I would give to me. Someone initially, and the way you talk already, you deliver. Okay. But looking back, you said, boy, this one thing stands out to me, boy. I still look back at it and I'm like 10, 15 years ago. I wish I knew that. And it could be even what you just said, but give us something again and let's see if you come up with something else other than what you just said. Because what you just said was so good in knowing that there are 6.5 billion people on the planet. And the truth is there's 1,000 who need your service and your price is $50 a month. And you just need to get into that those billions and say, listen, I'm looking for my people. Okay. and be good enough to attract them to commit. Be good enough to attract them to commit. So for you, looking back, what new one thing that would pop to mind, you'd be like, oh, I didn't know this then, but I sure know it now, and it's a super strong lesson again.
Man, I've made so many mistakes. Uh, go on and on. But 15, 20 years ago, my was needing a consensus in order to move forward, needing the people around me to say it was okay for me to be me and fully accept that. And that was a huge mistake. Sometimes you got to launch with people not even understanding. You will be misunderstood. I remember my husband. I would have my planner, and I had a date. I had a job back then. I had my planner, and I would get up early, and I would go into. He would all wherever the house. He would always make sure I had a little office space. But I would go into that room, and I had office hours. And my family thought I was a joke because it was my business. I wasn't making any money. And they like, what's she doing in there acting important? Or she, no money coming in. Back when we first got married around, maybe it was so long, we was broke for a while. So he would give me $75 a week for groceries. This is a family of four. We got four, $75 a week. I would clip coupons, make big pot meals, siphon off of that $75. I hired a coach. She was $100 a month. This is back, you could get a coach for 50. You can't get a good coach for under 99 an hour. That's perfect. But she was $100 a month for 2 sessions. And I would have to chip off my grocery money to be able to pay her. Listen, I would have asked for help sooner. First of all, I would regret feeling like I needed everybody to be on board with what I designed to be, because it was unique and different, and people misunderstood that. And then secondly, my life changed every time I asked for help. Every time I asked for help, when I hired a coach or got a mentor, and listen, I upgraded my life every single time. I said, hey, I don't know that. I need to learn it. I need to be better at this. I need to know that. And from there, I just kept trading up.
When you said that just now, one of my big beliefs is someone is assigned to help you. Someone is assigned to help you. And we all have access, even if it's through a book or a coaching program or someone in the city who I say we have access to someone who's capable of helping us, who's looking at us mess up, but would help us if we would either get the book, the coaching program, go to the webinar, or sit at their feet, you know what I'm saying, or be mentored, be it as it may. Someone is succeeding where you're failing. And someone will help you if you ask for help. So there's this statement that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And it's interesting that you said that. Looking back at your life, you mentioned the coaching services. Now someone has this business. Just bring them into understanding, hey, commit to your business model, and put in the time. Just challenge, remind, and speak to our viewing audience. There is business in us that can come forth out of us. There are some people who are watching who have something to offer. They're afraid. They're afraid. They've never put a price to something. But you got to do it afraid sometimes. Talk to us.
Yeah. You got to do it afraid most of the time. You know how it is. The ideas are big. They're huge. Once you complete an entire vision, that's huge. That's scary. Especially when you need to fill in pieces with money and help and other resources, with location, with real estate. Those are huge hurdles to overcome. The very first thing that I would advise anybody, confidence and information has a way of driving out fear. What I know. You can't talk me down from. I know how to run my business. I've trained myself to do it. So the mindset is, in order to come to this playing field and compete here at this level, you have to bring a CEO mind. There's a difference between the CEO and the clerk. There are certain things that the CEO of the brand has to do every single day. Every single day. Are you willing to show up as CEO of your brand? They have to do marketing every single day. You gotta acquire. You gotta get a customer every single day. What you mean? You ain't got nobody sign up. Are you in the right field? What you mean you're not comfortable talking about money? Get out of here.
Yeah.
This hey, don't come here with that. Let's get over ourselves.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
comfortable. Go
Yeah.
over it. Role play
Yeah.
with your friends. Ask
Yeah.
for the sale. Don't be here wanting end result and not able to do daily action. Dive right in. I promise you guys. Here's my challenge of the next quarter, the next 90 days. 90 days of focused effort, of showing up every single day. Every single day, I'm going to reach my people. I'm going to every single day I'm gonna go on and offer my every day, and then every single day I'm gonna profit. I'm gonna write it down in my planner over the next 90 days. I'm gonna sell a program every single day, I'm gonna sign up a customer every single day, and then I'm gonna document it. Let that be your short-term tactical goal every single day. And at the end of the 90 days, you can review that very easily, and you can look back and say, nobody signed up. So if nobody signed up, what would be the first place you would look? If nobody signs up over the next 90 days, if you were working with me, we were just chatting, I would say, okay, let's look at the product and the people. Message sent is not message received. You mismatch, right? So they can move forward. And there's no fear with agility because we can always change this business model.
We can always change the business model, but you got to be able to be willing to hear when the answers come from the questions that needs to be asked. Because some hard questions has to be asked to get the kind of results you're desiring. Deria, this is so good, man. Deria Brown, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about put a price on it, learning and understanding, accepting the fact that if you got a business, there's a mindset. There's a way you got to show up on a daily basis. Deria, what does effective living look like to you?
Aside from loving your definition, being able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. Love it, love it, love it. But me, it's producing a desired result. Yeah. I'm results driven. I'm effective when I get the desired results. When my goal is to generate X amount of dollars, and I did it. And I can keep that because I have a success system. If you have an effective success system, honestly, it almost don't even matter what you sell to your people. Honestly, you can repeat it over and over and over again. You can drop a new product in your old system, your system that is effective, and you can generate income over and over and over again. So for me, being effective is reaching my desired results, and I set daily, weekly, month, annual goals, and I lay on those until they happen for me, until I get the results.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that is so good. This past 3 months, I've been evaluating, assessing, and looking at our business and the services we offer, and then what I was doing in the Bahamas. And I'm making the necessary adjustments. I'm like, you know what? I want to talk a little bit more about this. So every week moving forward, we've dedicated a week to talk about money. And I think there is a segment of our society that just uncomfortable about money and business and success. I think it's a part of it. You can't talk effective living without understanding that you're going to need some money to back it, okay? You're going to need some form of cash flow to work with. And so the more results you want, more is more. And so you got to embrace that. Listen, guys, before we go, I want to talk about our upcoming Effective Living 5K Run Walk. April 10th. Daria, we're doing something here in the Dallas area, and we're going
Wow.
to gather because they opened the state back up. And so we're going to do a little social distancing. We're going to have our masks and so forth. But I'm bringing my crew together. We're going to one of the best parks here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we're going to start off with a nice brisk walk, run, whatever you want to consider for you, the persons who are attending. We're going to have a great day. So there's two things in this Effective Living 5K Run Walk. There's fun and then there's fitness. Those two are built into this deal. Okay, I'm excited about it. If you're watching and you're in the Dallas area, you better register today and get your stuff because that's going to be phenomenal. Now, Daria, the next time you and Antoine are in the area, I'm gonna have to show you all. I'm saying, listen, let's do a stroll. You're like, I didn't come to no Dallas for those strolls, okay? But I'm looking forward to fellowshipping and connecting with you guys when y'all get here again. And eventually, we will all do a trip again to the Bahamas and be able to connect. Tell our viewing audience a little bit about your nonprofit, your business services, and how they can contact you and follow you before we close.
Yeah, thank you. This is so powerful. I could do this all day, every day. It's so powerful to share with the audience. Nonprofit, sparklepink.org. Check it out. Look at the girls, see the work we do. For our boutiques, the best way to shop is online at Glam Pop Pink on Facebook. Join our VIP group where we have 613 customers, not people that are just in there around. Everybody got to buy something. So if you got a shopping problem, I got the answer.
Yes. So say that once again, where they can find. Yeah, as it broke up a little bit.
Glam. Oh, the VIP Facebook group is a tongue twister. Glam, GLAM, Pop, POP, Pink, PINK, Boutique.
Got it. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here. Connect with Deria Brown today. Once again, I'm reminding everyone this month, I want to remind you, take care of your body. We got our health and fitness walk that's coming up, and we want to make it fun. We want you to go ahead and connect. Also, for those of you in the Bahamas, Keno McCartney said this, and he said he's doing the 5K in the Bahamas. I know he's going to try to do a live Deria with the beach in the background saying, Coach Miller, you're in Texas. Do you all have the same view? Well, guess what? We ain't
showing off.
I know, right? Exactly. But Jim Rohn says, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. And so on our journey to living life effectively, we got to remind ourselves, our body is the vehicle God gives us to fulfill our assignment. When your body expires, your time is up. And so make sure you take care of your body. It's April 1st, y'all. Do some assessment as to where you are right now. What are you trying to get out of the second quarter? And set yourself up to make 2021 one of your best years ever. Oh, man, it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great month. Deria, thank you so much. Blessings to you and your family. Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.